says Carl.
What in the world is that? I mean, they've never seen anything like it. Hey, it's Jason with Denwerks. Got something pretty cool today besides two bulldogs hitting the camera. But hey, I've got a 1963 Ford F100. Really cool original truck. Bought brand new here in Salem, Oregon at Don's Skyline Ford. Really neat and super clean overall. So we'll just take a little walk around it. It's reported that it's got 29,000 miles. I don't have any documentation of that, but when you look at certain aspects of the truck, I mean, it could be. It was actually in a barn for like a long time. Guy lived in Lacombe, and this other farmer had it, and he'd always wanted to ask the guy, hey, is that thing for sale? And so in 2008 he had bought it from the guy, and that guy had has since passed, but he had said it had 29,000 miles. So I don't know. I mean, it could have rolled over. If I had more documentation, I could prove it, but I kind of think it might be. That doesn't mean that it was a trailer queen or something like that, or sat in a garage, heated garage. You know, it's been a lot of years, 1963, and it's 2019 now. You'll notice that it's got original license plates. These are actually pretty collectible here in Oregon. These are the original license plates that were given to it in 1963, the Pacific Wonderland. So it's pretty cool that they're still on there. So we'll just do a little walk around. I'll show you the lights and different things, the goods and the bads about the truck overall. So go ahead and flip the lights on. Got headlights, marker lights, bright lights, and turn signals. Might have to have the key on. There we go. Lights. Everything's working. It's actually pretty amazing everything works on this truck in general. If you look at the hood, there's a lot of little surface rust areas. You can see a little bleed through here from just wear, probably from shutting it, but you can see the primer underneath. But usually the front of these hoods are just rusted out. You'll see surface rust on here, but you know, there's holes and everything. This is actually really solid. When I lift open the hood, I'll show you as well. The guy that I got it from, he actually painted the grill and the bumper back then, so that's why those look so nice. He actually did send in a feature, and it got featured in Vintage Truck magazine that you'll see in the auction as well. So him and his wife and stuff, and they were from Oklahoma or something like that, and they had put different plates on it just for the pictures. But anyways, these are the plates that go on it. So you'll notice that in the magazine article. If you look down the side, it actually looks pretty nice. You'll see a little bit of waves and stuff, and little dings and things, but overall solid. No Bondo, obviously. You'll see a couple little light dents right here, you know, paint chipping along the edge. I won't point out every little tiny thing in general, because it's hard, because there's tons of little things, you know. I mean, look at the paint missing there. But overall, you'll get the gist of it. Definitely the paint's old. You can see it's rubbing off there, but definitely solid. You can see some pitting and stuff on the emblems. These are new. Actually, the windshield looks really good overall. The gasket, little cracks in the corners, but overall it actually looks in really good shape, and it is the original car light. You can see that. Hopefully you can see that. So it is the original windshield, which tells you with the miles there's not a bunch of pitting or anything on it. You can see a little scratch right there, but usually a truck this old would have a lot of little pitting in the window from just being driven, and you know, rock chips and stuff. You'll see an old wiper right there, little rub, you know, a little cracking. This little blue you see here is actually from buffing it, because when I got it, it was all faded out. You can actually see it on my Instagram account when I got it, when I first laid eyes on it. So if you want to look up Denwerks SuRvIvOr cars, or just type in Denwerks hashtag Denwerks. You can see it. You can also go to our website, Denwerks, DENWERKS.com, or go to Facebook as well. You know, the mirrors, again, this is not paint, it's just a little wax here, but new mirrors. If you look at the roof, you can see some of that, this has become brittle in here, so this needs to be chipped out and resealed, but it's not rusty. You'll see a little surface rust, but no bubbles or anything like that. It actually looks really good. Usually these are just hammered overall. Look at the bottom of the fender. The doors look really good. You know, you just listen to that. Super solid. You know, you will see a couple places of isolated rust, a couple little bubbles in this cab corner. The other side's really nice. And then the battery box, when I had it up on my lift, there's a little bit of rust on the battery box. But battery box, that corner, and a couple corners back here I'll show you. You know, you look at the bed, it's got its little scratches, little chips, you know, just general things. The guy that I had got it from made these for it, and I thought they looked kind of cool on there, so I left them. Stanley for president. If you want one of those stickers, let me know. I'll mail you one. Little ding right there. Also, if you have a vintage car that you want to sell and need help with, I'd be glad to help you. We can talk about that. As long as you want to present it like I want to present stuff and show the goods and the bad, I would be more than happy for sure. The bumper's been repainted. It's an original bumper, that Barden bumper, you can see, and they were in Albany, Oregon, which is very close. But you'll see a little rust back here in the back of the bed on both sides, and that's very, very isolated. And there's a pocket back there where debris and rocks and all that stuff get up on there and chip it away, or it gets all up in there, and there's no, if it gets, the drains get plugged, it gets starts getting rusty. You can see here I've got a spare tire for it, original spare. Back here the bed looks really good. A few little dings and stuff like that. You know, they had painted on, and it's painted with a brush, kind of a bed liner look on it, and that was actually done by the original owner. Front of the cab, or the bed here, actually looks really good overall. So we'll go ahead and show you the lights real fast. You can see the tail lights work, brakes, blinkers, and also the license plate. I think that is working as well. You can see here, that's working. So overall, pretty nice old truck in general. You'll see the taillights, little hairline cracks, but I mean, what do you get? I mean, it's an original old truck. You can see here, this is smart to do. If you don't have those on here, this inner tube, you can see it rub back and forth. That's what these rub marks are. Back a long time ago, the chains would rub back and forth. We'll just take a look at the bed here on this side. Again, looks really good, very, very clean, and I do believe it's a original paint. If it's been repainted, I'd be like really surprised, but I don't know everything, but I really do. You can just look at it in general. So we'll look at the bottom of the cab here. Again, no rust. So besides those isolated spots, really solid old girl. You can see some little scratches and stuff, but hopefully that gives you a good idea of it in general. The wheels are original, hubcaps are original, and the tires are older. You might want to change those out. I imagine they're probably 20-something years old, but the tread's good on them and stuff like that, and they're not all cracked. But they would be cheap to replace if you wanted to. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and show you some more stuff, the interior, put it on the lift, show you underneath the hood. Hey, we're gonna take a look underneath the hood real fast. I'll have Keegan help me. You pull the lever right there and push that in. There we go. Keegan helps us a lot with our videos and pictures. He does a great job with pictures. You'll see him on Bring a Trailers under Salty Millennial, and so he'll start selling some cars. He sold a few cars on there already, so give him a thumbs up when you see him on there in general. So under the hood here, very original looking. Again, previous to the guy that I got it from, they used that bed liner inside here and painted that many years ago just to clean it up in general. But it's really nice here, and I should just showed you earlier. Look at all the spot welds going across there. And what I meant by showing you earlier, I'm just going to hop back here and show you real quick, because I just want to. Look at the spot welds right there along the bed, and you see that on other areas of the truck in general. So that's pretty cool to see. And look up underneath the hood. You know, it's not rusty. It actually looks really clean in general. But original 223 inline 6 oil bath air cleaner. Intakes all original. The block is original. You'll see the C3AE down there. We did a lot of just general service to it. Oil pan gasket, valve cover gasket, put a side cover gasket on it. You'll see pictures of the rockers. Again, very, very clean. But we're not trying to give the impression we changed oil to. We're not trying to give the impression that we rebuilt the motor or anything like that. It didn't need it. But it actually runs really good, so we want it to look nice underneath the hood. All the hoses look good. You can see original carburetor tag C3TF right there. If you've never learned how to read a part number, I'll show you here. You can see here on any Ford, you'll see C2TA. So C is for 1960, 2 is for 62, which would be correct for this truck because they use the same part for 63s. If you saw a C4, that'd be 64, which this part hadn't come out yet. So that's why on the block you saw C3. You'll see C3TA. T is for truck only. But that's just a general on how to read a part number in general. So anyways, engine's really clean. You can see there it's got a canister filter. You know, it does have the original style fuel pump with the glass on the bottom, but it's got another pump on it as well. You know, when we got the truck, the guy that got it back in 08, who I got it from, he had put a new clutch, throwout bearing and all that stuff on it. He said he also did some work on the gas tank. I think he said he got a used gas tank for it. But seems to be clean and everything like that. Let's go ahead and fire it up. Don't want to be talking your ear off, but that's what I do. Yeah, it runs like a little sewing machine. I mean, listen to it. Rev it up a little bit. You know, it just sounds great. You know, the choke works. It's got a automatic choke. One more time. So overall, really nice condition. We also went through the brakes. I'll go through that later. He actually went through the brakes before he got it, but when I put up on my lift, I'll tell you more. But we ended up going through them again and just kind of cleaning and making sure everything was good. So we did flush the system out as well, brake system, and put new antifreeze in it. So anyways, we'll go ahead and show you some more stuff. I wanted to go ahead and show you the interior real fast. Just wanted to show you first how nice the door shuts. Just amazing in general, but overall interior looks nice. The seat was recovered previous to me getting it. The guy said it just started to split and stuff, so he went ahead and put a new seat cover on it. Dash, very Spartan, you know, looks good overall. You know, they didn't have a dash pad on them at that time. And you can see the steering wheel is original. Notice it's very much looks like a Mustang. But you can see a little tiny hairline crack right there on the steering wheel. Which kind of tells me that it's, you know, usually these wheels do not last because a lot of turning and stuff like that, they usually get cracked all over the place, which could explain the miles in general. Look at the original gas pedal. It's not all worn out. The pedals here look really good. I don't think that those have been replaced. If these had been replaced, that gas pedal has not, for sure. So matte looks good. He did paint some stuff in here, a protectant. You can see some little pitting here. When I get it up under my lift, you'll see that the floors are real nice in the truck. Doors look good overall, not all rusty. You look inside the jambs, very clean. All the original spot welds and everything. You'll see the original door tag here, which you'll see in the auction. The gasket is old, so you could get new gaskets for it, and those wouldn't be hard to put on in general. All the gauges work, all the idiot lights and everything. I just wanted to show you, if you flip this back and forth, the light switch, you can see the dome light turns off and on there. Headliner is all there. Usually these are missing. You can get reproductions of this, but this one's old, you know, but it is original. And this one only came with one sun visor. If you look over there on the other side, the holes were never drilled for the other one. That was an option. I think the only options on this truck was this and a right side a mirror. So we'll go ahead and show you the other side real fast. Here I am just on the passenger side. Look again how nice that door shuts, lines up real good. We'll just be real quick. I'm going to show you the windows rolling up. You can see Keegan's got that one. And this one here, he just rolled that one down. Very nice, actually. Pretty impressive in general. Go ahead and look in the glove box. This isn't an original sticker. He had put that on there, but glove box is good. You know, so everything looks pretty clean in here in general. Go ahead and see the door jambs again. They're not all beat up or hit or anything like that. You know, the doors look great. And I'll just show you the back here, the gas tank. Everything looks real nice. So anyways, hopefully that gives you a good look in general. We're going to show you some more stuff. F100. You can see here it's a manual 3-speed on the column. It actually works really good. You'll just notice different things about it. Not a lot of wheel shake or anything like that, even with the older tires. I'm going to put my foot on the brake. It actually stops really nice and straight. You'll notice it's not shaking or doing anything crazy. Shifted it down in the second. No chatter or anything like that. Overall, it drives nice up at higher speeds. Kind of floats a little bit. It's a straight axle, but you know, the front end hasn't been rebuilt or anything like that. But I would just drive it. You get used to it. I'm gonna pull over here real fast and show you the gauges and stuff. Hopefully you saw the I don't know if you saw it, but the speedometer does work. Miles on it now are 29,830. I think it was just a couple miles less before. Horn works. You can see the choke right here. You can hear the engine go up and down. Then also you can see the blinkers work. Actually, I'm going to take it out of gear real fast. I'm also going to show you the lights. Hopefully you can see that. The bright light works there. You can see the gas gauge works, temp gauge as well. Wipers are working. So everything seems to be working in here. You can see the heater. And then defrost, you pull out, and you can feel it up here. All on one switch, which is cool. And then also emergency brakes there. So not a lot to show you in general. Everything looks good. Not even a cigarette lighter in this truck. As you can tell, like I mentioned earlier, the only two options is that mirror over there and one sun visor, which is kind of funny, you know, but options were options back in the day. So anyways, hopefully that gives you a good look behind the hood, and we'll cruise it around a little bit more and show you some other stuff. Take a look at the little Ford underneath. You know, it's probably the about the second thing I do when I look at a car is, you know, I look at the outside and go, wow, that's really pretty. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hop underneath and look at the structure and stuff like that. And I found that a video is actually pretty helpful over, you know, just using photos and stuff. So we'll just start here to the front to the back. You will see all the photos. There's a lot of photos, but just gives me an opportunity to show you different things. I just wanted to show you up here, the nose is actually really good. You can see there's no accidents. Like I said, I believe it's original paint on it, but I just wanted to show you, you know, really clean up there. Everything is very, very nice. You'll see a little bit of surface rust and stuff, but nothing major. There's a couple little spots I'll show you, but structurally looks really, really good. Look here at the bottom of the floors in the cowl area. You can see the mount looks good. You know, usually sometimes these will rust out, and this looks really good. Look at the body mount. Really, really nice. It's not even all cracked, you know, so pretty amazing. If you look over here, I'll show you this body mount on this side. Again, looks really nice condition. And over here, it's very good. No rust through like you might see on a lot of trucks. The only rust spot you'll see underneath here up front is that area there is where the battery's at. So that's pretty typical. And that would be very easy to fix. I actually didn't even notice it until I got it up here on the lift and got some light. But look at the original paint color on the inside. We did put new shocks on it. It's got new hoses. We have the wheels off of it, so you can see the brakes have all been redone. If you look underneath the block, looks good. It has a new pan gasket, new side cover gasket that I explained before, and it also has a valve cover gasket. I can't remember if I showed you. You can see the original engine number there, C3 AE. So C is for 63, is for 63. Original exhaust. Besides, it does have a new muffler on it there. If you look here at the bottom of the cab and the rockers, again, really, really nice condition. Look at the back of the cab here, and on this side, very nice shape. Look at the bottom of the cab, no rust on this side. On the other side, there's a little bit in the corner, some little bubbles. Really, that's about it on the exterior of the truck. If you look at the bottom of the cab, back here, it looks real nice. Go ahead and look at the bottom of the rockers on this side. Again, very, very clean. Body mounts look good. See the body mount right here too. Look inside the wheel wells. Again, original paint all up in here. It's actually nice to see a truck like this. It's not all cannibalized and very solid. If you look up here, you know, they can only kind of be original one time. When I put a date on here, 12/19, we put new fluid and stuff in it, so it just tells you the date. It's got the original tag right here. It's a 389 rear end. U-joints and everything look good. We're going to hit all the Zerk fittings here in a little bit. New shocks in the back as well. And then we also put that date right here, 12/19. So it's got new fluid there in the tranny. Like I mentioned before, previous to us getting it, it does have a new clutch throwout bearing, and I believe it has a new pressure plate on it. But hopefully that gives you a good idea underneath. It actually looks pretty clean, and just gives you another look at the truck in general. You also notice too that the wear, even though they're older tires, is actually pretty even on the truck. You know, the steering still, you know, it's a straight axle, is a little, you know, floats around a little bit, but you can see that actually the wear is actually pretty even across the wheels. So anyways, if you got more questions, I would love to answer, help you out any way that I could. You know, it is a no reserve auction. It's going to end before Christmas, so Merry Christmas, and talk to you later.